What's going on? How you doing?
Hello, how you doing, man?
Good,
How's it
man.
been?
It's time to catch up with our
Yeah,
creative
Tim.
catch-up segment we got going on.
Yeah, we do.
I feel like
Um,
I feel like I haven't catched up with you in a minute.
we haven't. A lot of things are changing.
Yeah, just
Everything
changing for the good. Tell us about it. Talk to me.
so
Talk to me.
far so good. So I started looking into keto
Yeah,
just to get
nice.
a new diet. I know you've been doing it. I know
Like,
it's been working for you.
yeah.
So I started looking into keto, and I realized like this wasn't made by a Mexican dude because I mean like I was raised on either eat it in a bread or in a tortilla. That's
And
it.
and the plate needs to be completely empty and no remnants of what was on there before.
Yeah, and if you don't, Christ will never forgive you
Yeah.
for
My,
leaving,
my, my mom's version
a
is
grain of
that.
rice on the food.
My mom's
Yeah,
version of that was the coscorone on the head.
el coscorrón. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
un coco.
yeah.
But yeah, so like I started looking into it, and I thought it was way worse than what it is. So I didn't have the idea of what it was, but I got a better idea of it now, and I'm thinking I can do it. The problem is I have a fridge full of tortillas, bread, and it's just the other frugal part of me is going like, well, you can't just throw it away.
Might as well eat it. Well, just so you know, there and for anyone listening and watching, there is some tortillas that are keto friendly. They have a blue sticker or a green one. They call it carb balance. That's been saving my life for my mornings. I'll send you the link. I'll send you a picture. But yeah, like literally, if
Okay.
you can do the keto life, like definitely go with those.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, I don't. I'm very against like things that are named something they're not. Like vegan chicken.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not.
that makes
It's
no
not
sense.
vegan chicken. It's it's just shaped like a chicken. That's like calling the chicken nuggets that are shaped like dinosaurs, dinosaur meat.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the
So
little Dinos, the little
yeah,
Dinos.
the little kids,
Yeah,
the ones that you had as a kid.
yeah.
Yeah, imagine somebody told you that's dinosaur.
Okay, so wait, this has me thinking of an idea. Since this is the Idea Party
Yeah.
podcast, crying out loud. What if we change? We need. Okay, we got 2 minutes and 23 seconds. I wonder if we can figure out the next best answer to that, to like the reverse, to make people like you who think, oh well, when I hear vegan chicken, what about like a uh, hmm,
What
chick?
about you call it what it is?
To go with that, I guess.
Yeah, it's it's
Mm,
whatever it is.
but
It's
is it?
chicken.
Yeah. See
No,
now.
it's fake chicken, but it's seasoned to be like chicken. They just
Okay.
give it a new name.
Okay, well, what about this? What about the packaging? See, would it change your mind if the packaging was like a carton of eggs, and inside the egg you crack it, and there was the meat that's supposed to be like chicken, and you taste it? You're like,
No, because nobody gave birth to that. Like, it's just I don't see plants laying eggs.
okay,
Why should I eat that?
what if you buy it? The packaging it looks like a chicken, it's got feathers like a chicken. You cut it like you're cutting the chicken, and it's the fake meat.
So
Would
we
that
make
would that
so we
change?
make we instead of calling it fake chicken, we make a fake chicken
Exactly.
to mock kill.
So we're not lying to
Just
anybody.
so I could get that horrific side of me out. I
Yeah,
can kill a mock chicken and
yeah,
eat it.
you get when you buy it, you get a butcher's knife, and you're like, oh my god, I don't want chicken anymore. This is how it's done. Oh my
Oh,
god.
it's so much easier to kill a non-chicken.
Exactly.
They don't run, scream.
Literally, you're literally killing two birds with one stone.
I'm killing two tofu plants with one stone.
And the takeaway is, you know what? This is horrible. I feel for this chicken. That's the one
No,
takeaway.
it's this is great. I'm not hurting it whatsoever. I mean,
Yeah, I guess
because
yeah,
it's not a real chicken. It's
yeah. And then
not non-chicken.
I had the slogan. It's, are you chicken?
Or
It's
non-chicken.
I don't know. That's pretty good though. I think we should go with that. I
That
don't know.
feels right. It
Doing
feels better than killing a chicken.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Well, we got a great show for you guys coming up in 3, 2, 1. Enjoy.
What's up? What's up, party people? How's it going?
What's up?
My name is Ali. This is Granison Crawford right here.
I'm Granison. I can't get enough of our theme song.
I know our theme by Justin. Okay, so this is Obi. We'll get to that in a second. Let me just go over some business that we have to do right here at the beginning, at the top of the show. We're just going to do a quick shout out to our friends over at Sunday Scaries. Sunday Scaries is an all-natural, non-habit forming remedy for anxiety. These CBD gummies are custom formulated with 10 milligrams of CBD, as well as other vitamins like B12 and D3, probably other vitamins too. We don't know. Providing a calm, clean sense of relief. They have a wide variety of CBD-infused options such as gummies, oil tinctures, candy, and energy shots, all custom formulated for anxiety relief. Sunday Scaries can be ordered online from our website, or their website, not ours. But if you go to our website, you can find their link there. It's sundayscaries.com, and it's shipped directly to your front doorstep. No anxiety there, because you can open your door, no big deal. There are also subscription packages for recurring monthly orders at discounted rate. Order yours today, and if you use our exclusive promo code IPP15 for 15% off, that's IPP for ideaPRTYpodcast and 15 for 15% off. And you can go to sundayscaries.com, and that's on every order, I believe. So if you go to their website and order whatever you need from them, they'll take care of you, and they'll take really good care of you. And also, we're having a little giveaway of the Dawn to Yawn bundle from Sunday Scaries, valued at $144. All you have to do is head on over to our Facebook or our Instagram or our Twitter, find this photo, and leave a comment with why you deserve this bundle. Tag 3 of your friends that would enjoy our show, and you're entered to win a bundle that includes the gummy bears, some YOLO shots, and some oil tincture. So you can drop some in your coffee, pop a little gummy bear in your mouth, and you'll be super chill. And all natural, no additives or anything. So that's our Sunday Scaries friends at Sunday Scaries, brought to you by these guys, some friends of ours from back in the day. I think they're based out in San Diego.
Oh my gosh!
So there's that. And now let's get straight into the show. With us today we have Obi Ariguzo. Is that right?
Ariguzo.
Ariguzo. And he's known for his work, his Onset VFX work for Leftovers, The Long Road Home, and Alita Battle Angel, as well as Westworld. That's where we met. He also hosts the FeedBak podcast, a weekly podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They give a voice to the people who make up the Austin scene, the nightlife scene, and kind of just everything that goes on in Austin. Artists, musicians, DJs, bar staff, I should say. Venue owners, patrons, music fans, etc., by providing a platform for them to express themselves, share stories and experiences. They have a lot of fun comedians on. They actually have an episode tonight right after this. So Obi's coming on to hang out with us for a bit before he goes and does his own thing. And you can find him at Only Obi is his handle, I think, across at least Twitter and Instagram for sure.
Yeah, everything, pretty much.
Everything. Only Obi. So that's, hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Obi Ariguzo.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
How you doing? Thank you very much. I've been doing pretty good. Running around, I had a fast-paced morning. I helped put out a fire right by my building.
Like a real fire, not like a literal fire, not a figurative fire.
Like a real brush fire. No. No, like a real legit fire. I was on a work phone call, and during the call, I'm looking at a fire just break out in the field right across the street from me. So I'm gonna have to call you back, and I'm on the 8th floor of this building. So there's a girl by the pool, and I told her just, hey, can you call 911? I run down the hallway, grab a fire extinguisher out of the wall, go down an elevator. Until the concierge, or the kind of leasing office people, hey, is it okay if I use the fire extinguisher because there's a fire outside?
Oh no!
And they're like, what? And they follow me outside, and right before I'm about to pull the pin, we start hearing the fire trucks and everybody showing up, and then we let the firefighters kind of handle and put it all out. So that's how my morning started.
Dang.
Well,
Did your
that
did your boss fire you for not doing your job?
No.
Kind of ghosting your boss? Did you fire you for that? He was just on the phone, like, what is going on right now?
what's happening, Obi?
Like this is a new excuse to try to get out of work today. A fire going on?
Obi,
No,
last week it
literal
was your grandma. Now it's a fire. Okay, Obi.
All right, Obi.
What's gonna happen next week? Hey, that would be a pretty creative way to like kind of get out of everything. You just kind of keep making these elaborate stories, like after like every single week. Like, damn it, I don't want to go to work today.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
I'm
gonna put
gonna.
out this fire.
Yeah.
What if you make up one that doesn't even relate to you? You're like, yeah, there was an earthquake in Japan. I couldn't come into work.
Yeah. So I started looking at tickets on Orbitz because I need to go help. And I don't know. It'll be. Hey, I feel like you wouldn't be shocked if I did it. Like they would be like expected. Like, okay, yeah, that's just Obi. He's
just
gonna
Obi.
go to
That's just
Japan
Obi. That's how he is.
Yeah.
Well,
so
we
Obi,
are already
you know,
started off on a good start with the idea.
On
I mean, just like getting our little creative juices going. We were caught up with RC and Sapo, which is always great.
Mm-hmm.
We are present with Obi, and we're gonna jump right into it. Just to,
you know how the show works, right, Obi? You're aware, but let me tell the people that don't know what's going on a little bit. So what we do here is we come up with a movie, TV show, or product. We're going to give Obi a couple of jumping off points, and then he gets to choose, and then we're going to come up with whatever he wants to do today. So we're just going to we're going to get creative is what we're going to do. So I have a couple of jumping off points. You can hear them and then choose if it's a movie or a TV show or product, or take a sip, or I can just tell them to you and we go from there. So let's start with since we'll start with one that goes right in with your fire story. So far, so good. Okay, wow. That's number one. Right into your fire story. The next one is Gimme Gimme. Okay. And the third one is Loose Change. Okay. Loose change. So far, so good. Gimme Gimme or Loose Change.
We'll go with so far, so good.
I like it. So far, so good. And so far, so what do you think when you hear that? Do you think it's like a movie, TV show, product? What do you feel? I mean, what's your immediate first reaction to that?
I think it's a TV show.
Nice.
That's what I think it is. Cause and I feel like whenever you hear that statement, it just sounds like things are just gonna keep escalating. And you're just trying to like count your blessings, like, oh, so far so good. Right. So I feel like every episode, almost like, you know how like Mission Impossible, they always have like a mission or something, and they accomplish it by the end of the episode. But this one is just kind of like you kind of create impossible. Something so outlandish, and then at the end of it, where you're supposed to get to that point where you kind of say so far so good. Like you've got out of that episode, and then another one.
It escalates. So it's just like, almost like there's a cliffhanger at the end of each episode.
Yeah,
I like that. That's like so like 24. 24 kind of feels like, well, so far so bad. But this one maybe is a little bit like, okay, we resolved that we put out that fire, that literal fire. Now what? You know what I mean? Like what other shit could go wrong? So yeah, no, I like that. Is
it a dramedy about a secret agent?
It could be.
It's all Mission Impossible.
But then also you kind of expect like a secret agent to be in these kind of crazy situations anyways. I feel like we should take somebody else that you wouldn't really suspect would be
like who? Like a pizza guy?
A pizza guy? Or let me think. What about a kindergarten teacher?
Okay.
You don't really expect a kindergarten teacher to just get into a lot of bullshit. So.
That's true.
Yeah, they're typically come across as like non-bullshit kindergarten teachers.
Yeah, and there hasn't been a good kindergarten project since the first Kindergarten Cop. I'm just going to skip over the second Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop 1 was the best.
It was like the pinnacle of kindergarten movies.
Yeah, that's like the trophy one, the one you want to always achieve. Like, It better be better than kindergarten cop. But
Yeah.
Right. So who do you see being this teacher? Who can you imagine being the teacher that we want to follow doing these, getting himself into these circumstances?
Who could be a good teacher? For some reason, I see Kevin Hart. But
I like that.
Nice.
I mean, he's the same height as them, so it'd be work good. Like, I think,
He sees eye to eye.
Yeah,
with the people he teaches.
But they don't
really
respect him at all. They're just kind of like they
can walk all over him.
Yeah,
you know,
I like that.
So I think Kevin Hart's the teacher.
I like that. And he's done TV. He's not afraid to do some TV.
Does he get their respect?
Nah, not at the
Does he get their respect by the end of
it? I think so. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. What's going to be his character arc is like he finally gets the respect of the other kindergartners. But after every episode, they just keep saying so far so good.
Yeah,
teacher's not killing me. But
yeah, right.
Well, we had a comment from Sapo that says Tommy Lee Jones. Maybe Tommy Lee Jones is like the principal that he has to deal with, and he's like hard ass principal. That'd be kind of cool.
I could see that. I could see that. Just that
Tommy
salty ass principal.
Be amazing.
Yeah. Make
it's
it
just
good.
dry and sarcastic.
I can see that. I can see that for sure.
So basically, like, is he like slowly, like every episode, dealing with one student at a time to gain their respect or something like that? Like, is he like, kind of, learning his ropes? Is this his first time ever being a kindergarten teacher? Like, is he?
What's his name and what does he do besides teach?
I don't know his name. What's a real school teacher name? Like they always have like I remember in elementary school they used to at least my school teachers used to have like these like what I thought were fake last names like Mrs. Friendly or Mr.
Oh, that's good.
Mr. Power or like just like or things like that. So I feel like we have to give him like some kind of name that he would that the teacher would want the kid like Mr. Respect or something
or Mr. Smiley or Mr.
Smiley.
Looking back on it, I remember one of my my first grade teacher's last name was Griffin, and I'm like the mythological beast. That's probably a fake name. She's using a front name.
Yeah. You respected of the name Griffin.
I was a kid, so I was like, Griffins aren't real, so that name sounds fake. That's why.
That makes me want to ask more follow-up questions like, what else were you like put off by as a kid? Like, Griffin set off alarms for you.
She used to like wrap my hands with rulers. She used to like slap my hand with a ruler, and I always sat in front and talked way too loud because like it was reading time. So fair, in her defense, I was probably annoying as hell. Shout out to Miss Griffin, wherever you are.
And maybe that's a thing is that like he remembers elementary school or kindergarten or whatever very different than what we are now. You know what I mean? So maybe it's like that old school mentality of like, they get out of line and just slap them on the wrist, right? And the principal's like, no, times are changing. You can't do that shit anymore. Like you can't hit the kids. And he's like, what do you mean you can't hit the kids? And that's a very Kevin Hart thing to say, right? You can't hit the kids. What do you mean you can't hit the kids?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, that reminds me of like
that's pretty good. Kevin Hart.
We had a bus driver that would like do that. Like everybody, all the kids would be bad on the bus, but he would be the one bus driver everybody would be afraid of because he's like, boy, if you don't be quiet, I'm gonna rattle your cage. And like that was just like his catchphrase.
Oh my gosh!
All the kids like, oh man, you can't act up on Mr. Johnson's bus. He's gonna rattle your cage. Like so, and he got a lot of respect from everybody for doing it too.
Mr. Beat Kids.
Why?
Mr.
Why are out of date?
I like that. That's his name.
Date threats.
Mr. Strong. Mr.
Why are
Strong.
out of date threats so crazy? Mr. Strong.
Mr.
Hey,
Strong,
my
no,
name
I
is
like
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
That's so
Mr.
good, yeah.
Big Kids.
Mr. Huge. No, but that's great. Like Mr. Tall. Sapa says Mr. Tall. Hell yeah. No, any of these work. So his name is something that's the opposite of what Kevin Hart is, but it's like to gain respect, right?
Yeah.
From kids. So okay, so we got his name. We got like, okay, so is this his first year? His first time doing kindergarten, right? Like he's fresh to this. Is it because he did something else and now he's stuck in this kindergarten world, or he wanted to do this and he becomes a kindergarten teacher?
Yeah, I think he's failed at all these other ventures that he's been trying to do. And this is like the one place he feels like he can get respect no matter what from the kindergartners. And
That's funny.
It's still not given to him. He still has to earn it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah, that's
Does he have a kid or anything?
No. That's
Does
what
he have
makes
a
it
kid
so
that like
awesome to
goes to the school, or no? He's
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I wonder would that make a good element if he has a kid that has to, or to maybe that he does have a kid that goes to the school, and that's kind of like his one person he could kind of vent to is his kid. Like
Yeah, his kid's like his therapist.
Yeah, like hey, these kids are not showing me respect, but Dad, you're not.
You haven't earned it, Dad.
He's not in his grade, right? He's in a different grade, or is he in kindergarten?
No, he's in a higher grade, one that he could like maybe fourth grade,
third or fourth, yeah.
Fourth grade. We need him to be able to grow into another grade, like a future season or something. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's solid. So
Maybe he's the coolest first grader.
Oh yeah. Oh,
maybe
his kids. His kid is the one that just figured out everything so easily. He's the most popular kid.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why you had such a traumatic time in elementary school. This is like cakewalk to me. Like
yeah. His kid is the coolest, like second or third grader.
Yeah, and he's brilliant. He's just smart kid. And he wasn't. Was he raised by him? Was he raised by Mr. Big or not? Was he raised by the mother?
Nah, he was. I think he raised the kid too. But I think he's like a Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, like just kind of like he's a different person at the house than he is what he kind of portrays at the school.
Yeah,
because he has to be like this enforcer at the school, and it's just keeps backfiring on him day in, day out.
Nice. So. All right, so Mr. Big or Mr. Tall, whatever his name is, he's come into this kindergarten or this school, and he's Mr. Beat Kid, right?
He's Mr. Beat Kids.
Mr. Beat Kids. Beat Kids that get out of line. Like that's his thing. Is like every episode, it's like a different name he gives them. Like where it's like, yeah, Mr. Beat Kids if they get out of line, or Mr. Slap you across the face if you talk too loud. Right?
Yeah.
So they don't really know.
My name is Mr. Beat. But you can call me Mr. Be Quiet.
You know who we need to really like model this character after? You ever see the Key and Peele skit?
Oh,
where he's in school, where he's like, where is
Aaron?
Aaron.
Yeah.
Is Aaron here? That's who we should have Kevin Hart try to be like. Can't get any of the kids' names right. Just like it'll be amazing, man.
Nice.
And then Sappho put up an idea. He was inspired by a great high school coach movie, but all the high school kids kicked his ass, so he got sent to kindergarten.
Yeah, because he's so short.
He just couldn't handle it.
like reverse Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I went to the school and I was up to no good. Started making trouble in my.
Oh, that's good. So we have to
started having trouble in my neighborhood.
We got to have a theme song like that too, like where he sings. Kevin Hart raps a little song. Oh, that's good.
It'll be a remix of the French.
Real jazzy.
And yeah. So his whole thing is just like he wants to respect. That's his main thing, and like he's failed at all these other jobs. Maybe we flash back to other jobs where he's like always, you know, failed at different things that he's tried to do. He's been in construction. That didn't work because obviously he's been in a lot of other industries and it just never works. Like he just never gets the respect he wants. And so this was like his way of like trying to gain that. Right. So
yeah,
that's really good. I think that's fun. And like, I think a lot of people can relate to that, especially like people that got bullied in school or anything like that. Like that definitely like takes a toll on you. And I think like, you know, this could be a nice thing for like him to like get the strength back. So that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
you got a chance to like make it like heartwarming if you want to, or just go real rapid.
Maybe this is the first time he has done something that like people like he doesn't mess up. Like even though he's not great with the kids and stuff like that, he doesn't get fired from this. He doesn't like lose this, and so like the theme of the story is like so far so good. Like he's always kind of waiting to drop the ball on something, but it's comical.
Right.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. He fails all his old high school classmates' kids as revenge. Oh, that's funny. Like anybody that like bullied him, he's like failing. He's failing all their kids. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you get for being a bully's kid. But yeah, no, I think that's pretty good, man. I think we have a good premise for a show. So let's take a second. Let's put a pin in that, and let's talk about you for a second. In this little thing we like to call. Grandison, you can do the song.
Yes. Question corner.
Oh dang! Somebody could sing.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that was good.
That's good. All right, so I have a couple questions for you. Number one, so you've done a lot of random work as a VFX on-set VFX person, and some of your credits are Alita Battle Angel and Leftovers and Westworld. What exactly is an on-set VFX? What does that entail? Because I know you've done like data wrangling and you've done a bunch of other stuff, but like, what does that entail? I know a lot of people probably don't know that exists or what the hell that is. So can you tell us about a little bit of what that is?
So basically, like whenever like I'm on set on different projects, like for a TV show, like there's a VFX supervisor, and to make a lot of these effects work, like you have to like the vendors that make these effects for all these movies and TV shows, they need a lot of like data. So I'm almost like the equivalent of being like a script supervisor, but just for the visual effects stuff elements, like whenever there's like a blue screen or a green screen or any other elements. So like basically if I'm in the role of doing data wrangling, like I'm supposed to be taking track of which cameras, what lenses are on which cameras, what's supposed to be on like which angles are the effects showing in, what exactly is it, or if there's a blue screen, which plates belong on that, like what backgrounds are supposed to be there. So the data wrangler pretty much takes track of all the information that's happening on set, like all the specifics, all the measurements, like in recording all that day in, day out. Now, like these days, now I'm a VFX coordinator.
Nice.
So like now I'm nice. The person that pretty much keeps track. So I'm like the warehouse of all of our what's the word I'm looking for? All of our assets. That's what the word I'm looking for. So all the photos.
I was just going to say that.
The props and then which companies have which shots of ours that they're working on. I'm just pretty much, I keep track of everything, like where all of our 3D models are and our textures and I pretty much keep track of all of that, kind of keep track of the schedule of when other stuff is about to come up and what the progress is. It's just kind of more managing everything.
Management. Right.
Yeah.
That's great. I didn't know that you were moving on up like that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Since our days like at Westworld, because now I've been in Austin. That's why I'm here in Austin. Because I'm working on Fear the Walking Dead. I did the past two seasons of that show. So, and now I'm the coordinator on that show.
Oh yeah,
so
dude.
It's been really good, and I like the role I'm at, and I like the role that I was at, like over there when I worked on with you over at Westworld too.
Yeah,
I like the team over there with
there
Bruce, Joe, Jay, Kim, everybody over at Matt. So I learned a lot from
any
that.
Fear? Is there any fear of speaking of Westworld, of robots taking over your position? Do you think that they're gonna?
A little. No, like
some
now
some AI chick walks in, she's like, "Hey, my job now. Don't even need training," and then you're out. What do you think?
No,
2 years.
Yeah, like I was trying to think if there's a way that somebody could streamline my position, but it's so much. It's so tedious. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no,
it's not really, because you would still need somebody to actually like get whatever is happening at set and actually know exactly, like there has to be some facilitator.
Yeah.
So it needs a person to actually do that. So my role there feels pretty safe.
Yeah.
Like,
so if they make a facilitator robot, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's the specialty of the robot. Well, I know a lot of what you did was like deal with different departments and stuff, like talking to camera department and being like, hey, like, where's the camera at this, what lens are you guys on? All that kind of stuff. And like a robot doing that would be kind of annoying. So I feel like, the human touch, it's the human touch that makes it work. And then also like the organizing of like what you do, like as a coordinator is different too. Cause like knowing that, hey, we can reuse this asset is different than creating a new one every single time. Like, oh, we need this snarly zombie guy. And it's like, oh, we have that. We already have that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some roles where I feel like I've seen it from like not just my department, from other departments but specifically talking about my department where as technology kind of improves, like, and sometimes it's unnecessary to kind of write down all the specific data of like what's on the camera, because the cameras have all that metadata in them already. So they'll already remember like how high the camera is or what lens, and when the editor gets it, they'll be able to see all the data that's under, like, all the information that's
that's crazy.
So a lot of camera is the robot that's taking on another show, like on Orville, that like they use all these smart cameras and they have all that in there, so that the role of a data wrangler on there is unnecessary. Yeah. So they still need a facilitator to kind of know who to give that data to. Like you need to make sure that this person has it. So that was like my intro into kind of coordinating, was kind of doing that. Like it was kind of my old roles weren't necessary, but we still need somebody to kind of keep track of all the stuff we're doing and making sure it gets to the right people and making sure it gets there on time and all that stuff. So.
Organized, So real quick, so you said that you obviously we met here in LA, but you're in Austin now. I mean, I'm from Texas, so I know the industry is pretty different in both places. Like, what would you say is the biggest difference between LA and Austin in terms of like our industry?
I feel like since in Texas, at least this might be my own take on it, but I feel like people in Texas are a lot more kinder. I don't know if it's correct, right? But just my experience, I feel like they are, because since there's not like a lot, like there is a good amount of productions, but it's not like overwhelming like you would find in Atlanta or LA. So when people find a project over here that they could actually work on, they're so grateful to kind of have that job and have that like income and just being there to do what they love. Like compared to out in LA, there's like this wide around, like it's cutthroat out there, but it's not cutthroat in the terms of, oh, like you do what I say or you're out. Like I feel like it's more people feel like they can kind of do the bare minimum, or there's always something greener on the other side.
Yeah. And there's a lot more competition overall. Just like there's more people trying to do it.
So people feel like, hey, like I'm not that committed to this one because my buddy over on this other show across the street can get me this role over there, or like it's a lot of social games that aren't necessary, like where everyone's trying to or people want to just kind of do what they love and not really have to worry about all the politics of things. I feel like there's a lot of
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is LA, and Texas is more like
Drink
Fantasia
sun on a Thursday. Yeah.
It's a lot just of a more pleasant place to kind of be.
Nice. That's great.
And I hear that from like, because we, even on a bunch of the shows that we do down here, like there's another Amazon show shooting here in Austin too, but and a bunch of people from LA, they come out here and they just feel like it's just so much peaceful. Something about it just feels less stressful than kind of dealing with all the other things like, I hope I'm not stepping on somebody's toes kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think you said it is the politics. It's the politics over here. There's a lot of politics here. But like there's so many people trying to get the
It's Camelot.
Yeah.
Camelot. That's what I meant. Houston, Texas is more like Camelot. And here it's like Game of Thrones style. You know what I mean? Like Camelot was traditionally pretty chill.
Yeah.
So anyway, so speaking of chill, you're in Austin. You do this thing called the FeedBak podcast with no C. That's like us. We dropped the A. We were like, we don't need that A. Get out of here. Yeah. And you guys were like, fuck that C, right? And so tell me a little bit about the FeedBak podcast. Where'd that come from? How'd you get involved in that?
So the FeedBak podcast was born. Well, the FeedBak itself, the website was started by my friend Bak. It's actually his name. His name is BAK. He's from Senegal. So, and it was just like a play on words, like, if we're gonna talk with people, like that's you giving your feedback, like so. And my name is Bak, so it gets to be like this title kind of gets to be a pun.
Nice.
So we called it a feedback, and we started this 10 years ago. And back then, like it was just me and my close group of friends. We always used to go out to the bar scene out here. And we would all reminisce about like there's 500 bars in Austin, and the turnover rate for these bars kind of is super quick because some kind of like last forever, and then some like are here in a flash, like the hottest thing, and then they're gone within like 3 months.
Oh wow!
So, like what we would do is we would throw these parties, we'd do like a step and repeat at all these new clubs. And we'll tell them like, hey, we're the FeedBak. We could invite all people that kind of come to our site and come to our parties, to come to your club, and you can pay us to kind of throw these parties, and these clubs would pay us to do it. So we'll turn it into like I would have all my film lights. I put out a whole red carpet, a whole step and repeat, and I would shoot the video. I was like the media manager or media marketing guy for all of it. So I would shoot all these parties like throughout the night, like at all these different bars, and it became like a big thing here in Austin where, oh man, the FeedBak is throwing another party over here, so like on Friday, so we have to go to it. So it kind of over the years it went from where this nightlife kind of blog that we would talk about wherever the hottest bars are and who the coolest bartenders are and all this, and we would interview them too, and so you kind of got to know who were the door guys and who are the cool ones, or who are the cool bartenders, or who's the cool DJs you want to go talk to at night.
Yeah.
But then
which one's gonna give you drugs?
Yeah, we would talk about all that too. Like, man, this one is getting busted or ready for cocaine right now. Like, so, and then we would talk, and then we would. But then after a time, like we like kind of expanded from like doing the night stuff, so we made a podcast to talk about the same stuff, and then we wanted to I started getting more into like our professional work, and I had less time to contribute to the FeedBak, so I kind of took a step away, and they kind of kept going. But then recently, when all the George Floyd stuff happened this year, me and my friend Bak, we kind of since COVID, Charlie,
Charlie's mad too. Charlie is upset.
Charlie.
He's giving feedback.
I know. So then what we did, like when the George Floyd thing happened and COVID's happened, so everyone's doing Zoom calls. So me and my friend, we were just on a Zoom call, and we're just talking about all this stuff, like that we were on a Zoom call for like 3 hours, and at the end of it, we're like, man, we should have recorded this. Like, people would love to hear this whole conversation that we just had about Black Lives Matter and George Floyd and what could be done. So then we did it. Like, we're like, hey, what about, are you free tomorrow? Let's record it tomorrow. And then me and my friends, three of us, we recorded our a new episode of the FeedBak. And then it started getting a lot of views, a lot more attention, because everyone had input about it. And then every single week we've been doing it and talking about all the news stuff. And tonight we're going to be talking about what's happening in Wisconsin, the NBA boycott and just everything. So we every Thursday we go through, break it down, and then sometimes we'll even talk about light stuff like the last the Last Dance documentary, the Michael Jordan documentary, or we'll talk about video games.
Yeah,
we're about a bunch of our friends. We all love video games and that whole industry, so we like it. And we're big music heads, we're big hip hop heads. So we'll talk about the latest album, but we want to also make sure that if we're going to put all this energy in, that it kind of serves some kind of importance, and we want to make sure that we're getting the right message out, and we're putting a light on call to action stuff. Because if we're going to get all these views and have people kind of pay attention to what we're saying, it makes it better when we can actually do some good with it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's great, man. And I hope you guys keep doing it and keep it up. And it's definitely important to just keep talking about it, because none of us should be silent about anything that's happening, because it is outrageous, all the stuff that's going on in the world right now. And I think definitely talking about it is super important. So man, and I think there's so much cool stuff in Austin and the surrounding areas that you guys could honestly have months and months and years of content. So that's awesome, man. Good to hear that you're.
Are you from Austin too?
No, I'm from Deep South Texas, McAllen, Texas, way south. But I spent a lot of time in Austin. My sister went to UT Austin, so I spent a lot of time in Austin. There on the drag and stuff, and she lived right off the drag, right off Guadalupe. So I mean, I'm really familiar with the area, and I really do miss it. And it was when I was moving out here, I had that kind of dilemma of do I want to move to Austin, to New York, or to LA? And I feel like New York was too expensive, and you could be a little bit older to go there. Mm-hmm. And here, I feel like you had to be really young. In LA, you had to be really young and go get or whatever. And to make the contacts, I decided to come here because I just kept hearing at the time, this is 1,000 years ago because I'm an old man, but Austin at the time was very, very small in terms of the industry. So when I was trying to figure out hey, should I go to Austin? A lot of my friends were yeah, it's really cliquey, and if you don't know somebody that's working in an industry or in the industry already, then it might be tough for you to get in because there's so few studios. And like you said, here at least there's an abundance, and I can definitely get a job, make some connections, and then I can go back to Texas. So I mean, the ultimate goal would definitely be to consider doing that, is maybe go back to Texas and doing something there. But I mean, as of right now, it all just depends on the time, and I don't think I would have met a lot of the people that I met. I wouldn't have met you if I didn't come out here. I mean, I'm sure we would have run into each other on a set in Austin, but it's fewer and far between. So
I'm grateful for that same. I would go into that same kind of reasoning too. I was like, man, I could stay here in Austin, kind of in kind of work with the same because pretty much it's the same kind of crew of people. On the same projects, or I could kind of expand and go out to LA because there's so many options. There's so many shows out there. And I'm grateful I did it, but at the same time, I really love Austin. I felt if I'm able to work in this kind of smaller market, then I'll work on it. Or I'll take a job here, and I can always go back to LA. I still have my old roommate out there still has the room available for me to go out there and rent. I have my place here. I'll make this on my home base and go out there when I have a project.
Right. That's great.
Well,
that's awesome, man.
Speaking of options, we still have a little ways to go on our TV show. So Far, So Good, starring Kevin Hart and Billy Jones.
Billy Jones.
Who is the principal? Who do we have?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Billy Jones. We all got thrown off for
everybody was Billy Jones is not a person. I was like, all right, cool.
Anyway.
So Tommy Lee Jones, as the principal, he has a kid who's the coolest kid in third grade. I don't know what grade we decided, but and he is a teacher in kindergarten. The show is called So Far So Good. It's a TV show. Every episode, there's some shenanigan that Kevin Hart gets into, and it's the biggest thing that ever happened to him. So what are we thinking in terms of like logline status? Like, what would be your pitch? Like, executives in the Houston elevator, it's humid, but it's cool. And you're looking at him and you're like, hey, man.
Damn, a logline. Man, I haven't thought to think about a logline in like so long.
What about he's trying not to mess it up?
yeah.
It's pretty good.
It could work.
I think you would at least have piqued that very close executive's interest, at least. Like, wait, who and what? Okay, so then what network would you want to put this on, or streaming service?
Let's see. I feel like a bunch of the jokes I would want to make are more adult jokes, so I can't do it on Nickelodeon.
No, that was my first pick too, but I think probably not.
No,
probably not even Nick at Night. Not even when it gets scary.
But then I don't want to go as far as like trying to take it to FX or something or HBO, where it will be so like it'll be so edgy, like
you thinking like a FX?
Oh, that'd be good. FXX would definitely I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Sapo has a Saving the World one brat at a time. It's pretty good.
One brat at a time.
I love that.
Or you want to go straight for Disney Plus, where you just like, nah.
Yeah.
If it won't bring it on Cartoon Network, I don't know if it's gonna make it on Disney Plus.
Does Disney Plus have any like black leading dramedies?
Beyonce's movie, but I don't know if it's not a dramedy.
Oh, okay, yeah, but no TV shows.
No,
right? Like they don't have the equivalent.
They don't have.
Jake.
I think the only original programming on there is the Mandalorian.
So far, I think they're doing some other stuff, but right now, like that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then everything else.
They have that reality show with Kristen Bell where she goes to different schools and like they redo their old like theater productions. Like they'll bring a bunch of people together that were anyways.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, not necessarily important at all. But.
Maybe a Quibi. I think he has a deal with Quibi.
Oh,
I mean, not that Kevin Hart would have any trouble getting booked on a show, but he could, maybe a Quibi show. But I think FX.
I think FXX would be really fun. Yeah,
FX would probably be the spot. Because they have like other kind of dark comedies like Baskets and that Anderson show. So and what's the other one? Atlanta.
And It's Always Sunny is still there.
Yeah, so that I feel like that's the tone I'd want
for sure.
And who are we having? Is there any other lead? Is there a love interest?
We need a love interest, like another kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, another one.
Mm-hmm.
How big is this school? I love that.
Have a monopoly on all the kindergartners.
It's just a kindergarten school.
It's all kindergarten. Yeah.
All kindergarten, all the time.
Yeah, like who would be a good man? I'm drawing a blank on other like actresses. I'll go to some of my go-tos, like for like all-time favorites. I like Olivia Wilde. Let's see if she's available.
She'd be cool. That would be such a funny pairing too, because
that would be funny.
She's hella tall, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
She would just look down at him like she's the elf and he's the dwarf.
Yeah, and like kind of all their talks just look like they're like these motivational talks. He's like, "No, I'm a man. I should." Yeah, I could get you. Oh, Kristen Wiig, she would be good too.
She would be good. Yeah, and it's like she actually cares about the kids and like is good at her job. and he's always trying to impress her, but never does well.
Yeah, he always messes it up somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I like that a lot. I like that. All right. So we have our show. We have our network.
We have our, what else do we need to do?
We have our cast.
Yeah.
We have, do you have camera recommendations? Are you thinking a red cam? Are we thinking maybe a black magic for the low light settings? What are we talking about here?
We're going to go, if it's going to be on FX, we got to go with the Alexas. We got to get really nice, sharp video for our show.
Absolutely.
How would you market this thing? Like, would you just like, you think like it would be like, would you do any sort of like crazy marketing campaign or anything, or you think it would be just like a normal, just throw some commercials up and we're good?
I think we should do a school tour.
Oh, I love it.
like a marketing where he does like Kevin Hart just does like this substitute tour, and all these he keeps going to different schools.
Yeah,
and all these videos start going viral. Like, yo, why is Kevin Hart being a substitute teacher at all these schools? And he's like, oh, he's on the show.
Dang.
It would be everybody want to check it out at that point.
Because you also do two things there. One, you are doing the school tour and advertising for your TV show, but two, you're also creating documentary footage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The behind the scenes, everybody loves that, dude.
I think that would be an amazing way to market that kind of show.
Yes.
Yeah, like a proper like school tour.
Because it's almost like a comedian doing a comedy tour at like comedy stores, but he's doing it to like the market that would kind of be watching it and thinking it's hilarious with all the like school references and things that they can talk about. Like it's like you're pitching it to
especially if you let Kevin Hart be Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Like if you let Kevin Hart be Kevin Hart and just riff with these kids, you're gonna come out with the funniest stuff. He also laughing at himself. And like, he can never hold his laugh in. So like it's gonna be so much footage of him just cracking up at something the kid says.
Kevin
Hart's just
in our show, there should be like a flashback element where he always flashes back to when he was in high school and how horrible they were to him. So like you get to kind of like see the dynamic, like how different it is from kindergartners to like high school teaching.
Yeah.
And just keep going back and forth in the show. Like
that's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I love the flashback thing where
what two shows to like him in school. Flashback. What shows would you say? Two shows would you say it's most like?
I would say there's a show. There's a show on ABC called Schooled, where it's like a it's just kind of like there's a lot of like just mischief happening around the school, kind of stuff like that. But then also I would say Louis also, like, or no, always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think.
Well, do you remember? Did you guys ever see the other show that the guy from It's Always Sunny, Glenn Howerton, is on? Because he does another show where he's on. He's a school teacher also.
Oh, I didn't. No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. I haven't seen that.
It's on like NBC, and it's like it's Glenn Howerton, and Patton Oswalt is the principal, and it's basically like he's there because he's a failed like writer, and he's basically like it's a means to an end for him to like try to get back into writing, and so he's like teaching these high school kids, and I mean I definitely thought of that, and then the other one I thought of was like that one with I don't even know the name of it, and so maybe it's
Everybody
not even worth getting
Hates
into.
Chris.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
It feels like Everybody Hates Chris, but the person's a teacher and kind of
or at least like everybody aspect is the flashbacks, where it's like he relates it to like all these times that I can't let this happen, or if a kid's getting bullied, he's like, I can't let this happen because that used to happen to me, and he tries to like help the kids or whatever, like I think he tries to like be there for these kids. I think that's really good. I think that's fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Cool. So like we could put four movies or four TV shows together, and it would be it's like a mix of these 4 shows.
And like
Saved by the
season
4,
it's just like a mix of every kind of show.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
Man. I think we got a show here. Let's take a second to do this other thing that we do here, to 2 truths and a false. 2 truths and 1 false that we do. There you go. So let's do that. So if you could do us a favor and tell us 2 truths about yourself and 1 false about yourself, and we will try to decide what is what. And if you need a minute, take a minute, and we'll sit here and we'll
not in that order.
No, just whatever order you want. You can tell us to lie first. I don't care. But just like, whatever you think. If you need a minute, we'll sit here and we'll chat about life or whatever.
I will actually take this moment to mention that on Mondays we have the Monday movie mashup with myself and one of the co-hosts. It'll be Ali, RC, or Sapo. But we did last week. We did John Q and Jerry Maguire, and it was a really fun time. We came up with like a whole new storyline and kind of mixed and mashed and acted out some of the scenes. It's like a lot of fun. We do it live on Instagram. Just remixed. And we'd love to have you come out, all the listeners, all the viewers, come out this Monday at 6:30 PST, Pacific Standard Time. And we're going to rock out. This next coming week is going to be The Matrix and The Secret Life of Pets with me and Sapo. So come out. Now, back to Obi the One. What are your 2 truths and a false, sir?
All right. I think I came up with 3 things. Do I disclose which ones are the truths, or
you tell us all, and we're gonna guess which one's the false.
Okay. I'm Nigerian. I'm banned from every Six Flags in the U.S. and I have a dog.
Okay, so you're Nigerian.
Think he was definitely banned. Yeah.
Which one is that? Is that a truth?
From every Six Flags?
No. We're naming them. You're banned from every Six Flags is your second one?
Yeah.
And number 3 is you have a dog. Well, I heard your dog, so I don't think that's a lie. I think that's a truth. So 1 would be you're Nigerian.
Is true.
Number 2 is you're banned from every Six Flags, and 3
I think dog. That.
What do you got?
So I would say that you are probably not banned from every Six Flags. I feel like that is specific enough to be true, but it's not.
Okay. I don't think you're Nigerian. Maybe that's racist, but I don't think you're Nigerian. Maybe it's reverse racist.
Yeah.
Well, y'all have
telling
both
fibs.
Wrong. I am Nigerian, and I am banned from every Six Flags in the U.S., and I do not have a dog.
So whose dog was that?
This is actually my best friend's dog that I'm watching.
Sneaky fuck.
You don't call another man's dog by its name. You called it Charlie. You own that dog.
That's my friend's dog. He's always here all the time. I see him all the time, so he knows me really well.
Wow. So, okay, you got us.
We got to get into
both.
this. Why? How did you get kicked out of every Six Flags?
Yeah, tell me about this.
Ever.
So what had happened was I had a friend that worked at Six Flags in Texas, Six Flags Fiesta, Texas.
Yeah,
and he invited me. He's like, "Hey, Obi, I have 6 free tickets to go to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Like, you could come and invite 5 of your other friends, and y'all could come to the park." And I was like, "Sweet! I've been wanting to eat some funnel cake, so I'm gonna grab 5 of my friends, and we're gonna go to Six Flags." We show up at his place. we show up at his place, and then he's like, "Oh, I have some bad news. My brother took 3 of the tickets, so now I only have 3 free tickets." So and then we're like, "What?" It was like, "You only have 3, but I invited these people. They said they thought they were gonna get in for free." So he's like, "But I have a plan. I'll get 3 of your friends can use 3 of the free tickets, and then the other 3 can use my employee uniforms, and y'all can sneak into the park." And then why we are, and when this is like when we're in like high school, and we're like, yeah, that should work. There's nothing there shouldn't be a problem with that. So we show up to the park. Our 3 other friends, they go through the front gate with the free tickets. Me and 2 of my other friends, we're going through the back entrance of the theme park with these Six Flags official uniforms on, but we have swim shorts too, because we were trying to go to the water park. We don't look like we're about to just go over there and start working.
Uniform?
No, because we didn't know this was going to happen.
Didn't give you the whole uniform?
No, didn't even wear the whole uniform. We have swim shorts and just Six Flags shirts. So, we're going through the whole security. There's police officers there, and then we write fake names on the sign-in sheet and stuff. And we go through the metal detectors, and we got through the whole security employee check thing. And we're walking through the park. We're like, I can't believe that whole thing just worked. And then right before we're even like making it a couple more feet into the park, we get surrounded by police officers. They're like, hey, something didn't check, or we get surrounded by park security. They're like, something didn't check out with y'all. Can y'all go back to the office and check with them? And then so all 3 of us, we walk back to the security place, and they're like, what's up? And they're like, it says that in one of the guys that's with us that stuck into the back is our friend that works there. He's like, hey, it popped up on our computer we fired you yesterday.
Oh, shit.
So why are you back here at the park? And then he's like, I didn't know I was fired or whatever. He didn't tell me. And then he looks at the 2 of us, the other 2 guys. He's like, y'all, we don't even know who y'all are. Your names don't even check it on our So who are y'all? And me, I'm not good at lying. So I just look at my friend. I was like, hey, Paul, tell them who we are. And like, why my friends tell them who I am?
You're not good at lying, so you made him lie. I love that.
Yeah, I made him lie. I was like, hey, can you tell them who I am? Like that.
Oh my God.
They take all 3 of us in the interrogation room, and then they're like, and then we could hear the park security talking. They're like, hey, so what do we do with these guys? And they're like, these guys are trespassing. Call the real police.
Oh no.
So at that point in my head, I'm like, I'm not getting arrested. I'm gonna find a way to get out of here. So me, this is the controversial part where I start acting like I'm having a seizure. So I tell my friends like, hey, I'm gonna do something crazy. Don't freak out. But I'm just trying to, because in my mind, I'm like, hey, I'm going to get an ambulance here before the police get here, and I'll go to the hospital, and I'll be able to bail y'all out when y'all get arrested. That's how my teenage mind was working. I was like, I want the ambulance to get here before the police officers get here. So I thought the ambulance was an escape pod? I thought it was going to be my escape route out of the park. So I go into a whole medical malfunction phase, like the whole staff is trying to like tend to me. Meanwhile, nothing's wrong with me, but I'm just doing all my acting skills and I'm coughing and I'm like, and my friends are looking at me like, you don't cough when you're having a seat, like, right? And then after like 2 hours, cops just get frustrated with us. They're like, hey, okay, guys, we know you're lying. Like, if you just confess right now, we will not have the cops. But we will. How insane! But we will ban you from every Six Flags in the country. Forever. So, did y'all sneak in here? And at that point, we're like, yes, we snuck. We're lying. We snuck in there. It's like, all right, y'all have to leave this park right now. We're putting your names down in this registry. You're banned from every Six Flags. You can't ever you can't step foot into another Six Flags. God. But you're not going to be arrested. And then we left. Like, we just left, never came back, and never got my funnel cake. and that's how.
Man. Well, hey, at least like
how-
Bugs Bunny and
How
Leghorn
insane
didn't
do
come out
you look?
and beat you up.
How insane do you look just having a seizure right after somebody caught you sneaking in as an employee? You just start and
Yeah.
you must have looked like a maniac, dude.
I look crazy. And to make it worse, like my friends like are showing no concern for me. They look like the most heartless friends because they know I'm lying. They know I'm just acting like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
If they were better supporting actors, you would have gotten away with it.
Because my friend, he was just like he was down for. He's like, I'm not breaking. I'm not ratting on any. We're you stay silent forever.
Yeah.
You don't say anything. But I was just like, dude, you're cutting us a deal right now. They don't want us to get arrested if we just confess to them. Like, but it was that was.
See, I would never do a crime with you, man. I can never do crimes with you, man, because you broke before they even had a better deal. Like you didn't even wait for the better deal. Like
you didn't wait for any deal.
Instantly, like they're offering something.
Yeah, you're banned from this one, but hey, here's a funnel cake. Like that would have been the deal of all deals. Is just like, can I at least have a funnel cake on your way out the door? That would have been dope.
Yeah, that's when I found out I'm not cut for crime. Like
there you go.
I'm like right now.
That's great. That's not a bad way to find out you're not cut for crime. Is at a fucking theme park, because at least it's like, hey, you got to at least see the guys and like hear the laughter and all that stuff. And it was in the air, you know.
Yeah,
that's good, man. All right, well, that's a crazy story. But yeah, we will never get into any shenanigans with you because you might spaz out.
Not
man.
Cut for Crime is the new name of this segment. Actually, not Cut for Crime. That'll be the freaking
learn from my mistakes.
Learn from Obi's mistakes, everyone. Don't go to Six Flags.
Trying to have a seizure is not going to get you out of being arrested. Or maybe.
Don't go to Six Flags.
Maybe it's 2020. We never know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we have a solid show on our hands. While we were doing all of our brainstorming, one of our friends, Jesse, was on the line, and he created a little poster for us. So we're going to throw that up on the screen now. That's the poster for this TV show called So Far So Good with Kevin Hart.
Nice.
Where he's trying to earn some respect.
That looks like a great show. I would watch this show.
I'd watch the shit out of that show, man.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's that. And then what else we got? Okay, well, I know you got to get to your other podcast. So, hey, listeners, go tune into the FeedBak podcast coming on in about half an hour. Is that right?
Yeah, in half an hour. So
nice.
Yeah, and then one of these days I'll have to have you on my show. So
yeah, have us all on one by one. We'd be happy to join you, man. You guys are doing good stuff over there. So just let us know whatever you need us. Do you have anything else you want to shout out before we wrap it up?
No, I think you plugged everything pretty much. Or actually, I'm doing some work with the Sickle Cell Foundation on September 5th. So we're doing like a virtual walk. So basically, it's just on September 5th. Like if you're out exercising, kind of just post like a Instagram video or anything on any of your social media, just saying that you're walking and kind of bring an awareness to sickle cell. So I personally have sickle cell, so I try to do awareness and kind of mentor other younger kids that have it and just kind of how to deal with it. So
is there a specific hashtag that we should?
Let me see. I gotta minimize this tab so
What's your grandson? What was your question?
You've come a long way from your criminal days, man. Crime to serving up sickle cell.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something good instead of my crime past. You could find more information at walkforsicklecell.org. And so they have more information. And if you sign up, you could sign up for that you're participating in the walk, and then they'll send you a free T-shirt. So it's good.
Awesome. So September Sickle Cell Walk, September 5th. And you can go to walkforsicklecell.org for more details, everybody. And yeah, so if you're out on September 5th and you're doing any sort of exercise, to take a picture, tag it. I'm sure there's on that website, walkforsicklecell.org. Sorry, you'll find any details.
Yeah, there'll be
well,
see it on there.
Oh, it's the hashtag is virtual walk across Texas, or
virtual walk across
or hashtag walk for sickle cell,
or hashtag walk for sickle cell. Yeah, do that for sickle cell.
Nice.
That's great that you're also doing causes, man. That's awesome. That's really important, especially in like times like these. Cool. And then you can catch up with Obi over at Only Obi. On Twitter, Instagram, and yeah, check out the FeedBak podcast. And one last little shout out for Sunday Scaries promo code IPP15 for 15% off. And go and find this picture here. It's a white picture with some Sunday Scaries on it. And if you leave a comment with why you deserve this bundle, tag 3 of your friends that would enjoy our show, and the next number 3 would be to win. So all you got to do is do those couple things, and you might win a really cool bundle. Also join us Monday for another mashup Monday with Granison and Sapo.
Little Monday movie mashup. We're doing The Matrix and The Secret Life of Pets. And Obi, it has been a fantastic time having you on. Thank you for your ideas. And make sure to let people know about your episode when it's out. Appreciate you so much.
Sure,
and
sure. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. You are awesome.
Thanks for joining us, Obi, man. We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
All right, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye, Charles.